Richard, it's already been a pretty bad year in terms of damage done by these storms. What can you tell us about this one?
Yeah, well, this one was quite devastating, and the storm season, especially in the Midwest, appears to be starting earlier. But the extreme damage from that deadly tornado has made this small town in Iowa, the town of Greenfield, almost unrecognizable. People in that tight-knit community are not only mourning the loss of their neighbors, they're looking at the massive recovery and rebuilding efforts now underway. Moments ago, Governor Kim Reynolds describing the central part of her state as being flattened by the tornado's widespread devastation. Take a listen.
It's just gut-wrenching. I mean, I was just in Minden, as I said, 3.5 weeks ago, and that was horrific. And I think there's even more debris and just more more impacted here. So it is just horrific. It's hard to describe until you can actually see it, the devastation. And it's just, but at the same time, I can't begin to tell you just how heartwarming it is to see just everybody out there helping each other.
So the governor says it's hard to describe, but you can see it. Take a look at this drone video. It shows the aftermath in Greenfield. That's about an hour away from Des Moines. You can really see the tornado's path of destruction, ripping through homes, upending cars, snapping trees, entire neighborhoods gone. Dozens were injured. Authorities have confirmed fatalities, but won't give an exact figure yet. The governor says that's because recovery efforts are still underway. Take a listen.
It's still a search and rescue, and so we're going to continue to do everything we can to monitor the area. Do you have any?
With it still being a whole coordinated surge, that's the whole methodology that we're looking at with being so controlled with who is allowed in at this time. It is still a search mission as far as we're looking to make sure all residents are accounted for. When we have this many homes that have been destroyed and just fully demolished, we want to make sure that every resident, every person is accounted for.
So adding to these complications is that the tornado knocked out the town's main hospital, forcing paramedics to take victims to other treatment centers nearby. Now, Iowa's governor has since declared a state of emergency in the region, which basically unlocks state resources to help in that recovery and rebuilding effort. Now, today, crews were seen working to restore power to the thousands affected. Lifelong residents say they've lost everything.
I was in the furnace room, and then I heard like a train, and then insulation came from the basement, one of the basement windows, and came in, and I heard it, and I knew it was hitting. It's devastating. I've lived here all my life. I'm just praying that everybody was safe, everybody's safe, and nobody got hurt.
So the state has since requested President Joe Biden approve a federal disaster declaration, which directs federal resources to help in those recovery efforts. I expect the president will approve that and sign it at any moment. Now, the storm may have passed central Iowa, but it appears that more severe storm warnings have been issued, stretching from Texas up to New York. So after one major storm hit Iowa, it looks like the south all the way to the northeast are bracing for what happens later today.
CBC's Richard Madden in Washington. Thank you.
You bet.